and we'll get started shortly. Thank you. Good afternoon. I want to welcome the press and those who are watching us in this press conference. If you have a question or comment that is germane to this topic, you may share it using the Q&A question on Microsoft Teams. Please remember to include your name, your township, and in your comment. Again, the question or comment must be germane to the topic that we are discussing today. The Berks County Commissioners have partnered with the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance to create Rebuild Berks, an initiative to help Berks County residents and business owners as we rebuild our community. The local economy got hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic, so in order to bounce back, we need our local businesses to safely reopen, keeping the safety of their employees and clients a priority, and to rebuild and thrive. Many businesses will need to evaluate new and different ways of doing business and engaging with their customers. The Rebuild Berks campaign will focus on educating and supporting our businesses in doing this. It will also focus on encouraging the community and its businesses to support each other, from dining out at a local restaurant to only shopping stores within Berks. By keeping business local, we can watch Berks thrive. The idea of the campaign grew out of seeing what other counties, such as Lancaster, are doing with their CARES Act funding. In Lancaster, a small portion of the funds were utilized to launch a marketing campaign called Recovery Lancaster. The Rebuild Berks multimedia campaign launched this week and includes 15 billboards that began popping up all over the county on Sunday. Soon they will be featuring many of our local businesses. We've contracted with a local business, Strunk Media Group in Kutztown, to handle the implementation of this campaign. Information regarding what is being done and what is available can be found on rebuildberks.com. Again, that is rebuildberks.com, and resources are available in both English and in Spanish. The initiative is made up of several key factors: shopping local, sourcing local between businesses, free training, and eventually a grant component. The details of the grant component have not been finalized yet, as we are still working on the CARES Act funding, but shortly we will have the information as to how much we will have available in grants, what the size of grants will be, and what the details will be for those who wish to apply for those grants. Shop local. One thing everyone throughout the county can do to help rebuild Berks is to focus on supporting local businesses as much as possible. The Rebuild Berks website will have a number of great resources to help residents discover the many small businesses in their own neighborhoods, from local farm markets and ice cream parlors to clothing boutiques. By shopping local, we can directly help our neighbors and friends and make a difference in strengthening the economy here in Berks. Now I'm going to hand it over to Jim Gerlach, the GRCA President and CEO, who will have more information on the other aspects of Rebuild Berks. Jim?
Thanks, Commissioner. And before I offer a couple specifics about this program, let me first, on behalf of GRCA, thank Commissioner Leinbach, Commissioner Rivera, and Commissioner Barnhart for your collective leadership in coming up with this idea and working with our organization to support Berks business. You guys have done tremendous work over the past few months with this COVID virus situation. And this is just another piece of the great work you've done collectively together to really support the county. So on behalf of all of our members and our board of directors, let me thank all three of you for your leadership in this very, very trying time. We're really pleased to be working with you, the County Board of Commissioners, on this initiative. We certainly want to do all we can as an organization to provide information to our businesses in Berks County on how best they can reopen and succeed from that point. And so this program of Rebuilding Berks is really a great initiative to help them In addition to what you just mentioned, Commissioner Rivera, we really feel believe it strongly and feel that Berks businesses can really help each other very, very significantly if they think about where they get their supplies for their continuing operations. And if we can better connect those businesses to understand that a lot of the sources of supply that they need in future business activity can come right here from Berks County, they'll be helping a lot of other Berks businesses by buying from those sources. So we want to connect Berks. We want to connect businesses in Berks County with each other. So we're excited about this Connect Berks initiative that will do so. We want to have businesses go on the rebuildberks.com site, and there will be a matching form on there for them to sign up and really to identify what their needs are. And then through technology that we have where we can locate those types of supplies, we want to hook businesses up together so they can support each other through this very difficult time. So the Connect Berks initiative is something, if you go on rebuildberks.com, you'll find information. We want to build on that information with the matching forms that businesses submit so we can connect those businesses. And we will have somebody in our office that will work day to day on doing that. We also think it's very important that our businesses not only have the information they need to reopen, but if they need additional skills in doing that reopening, that be provided to them too. And so we have been going through the month of June, and now we'll continue through July through the end of the year with a series of training programs available to Berks business, regardless of whether you're a chamber member or not a chamber member. These programs are open to all businesses. We want to help you with the skills you need to reopen. In the June sessions that we had a certificate program for businesses to work through so that they could feel more comfortable with reopening. And we had almost 100 businesses participate in that program during the month of June. And as we look ahead from July through December, we have a lot of good sessions, training sessions that'll be available as well. From pivoting to prospering, managing remote teams, which a lot have had to do in the past few months, how to move from breakdown to breakthrough, understanding financially what's happening, effective meeting facilitation, a whole wide array of training sessions that should help our business owners and their key leaders through this very difficult time. So these training sessions are free and are open to all Berks businesses. Again, thanks to the help and support of you, the Board of Commissioners. And we look forward to a lot of businesses participating and receiving a lot of great information over the coming months on how not only can they reopen, but also how can they reopen effectively and successfully. If they want more information for those training sessions, they can go to greaterreading.org/events. And we're also going to link to that from the Rebuilding Berks site, rebuildingberks.com site as well. So either site will be a gateway for them to get into those training sessions and understand what they are and participate. So with that overall, again, we couldn't be more pleased and proud to work with you as commissioners, with your lead on helping the entire county get through the COVID crisis. And we're there to support all of your efforts as we work to build Berks through the businesses that we have here, large, small, medium, in every industry sector. And we look forward to a lot of great participation from our businesses in these programs and look forward to all the great work that will come from it. So with that, thank you very much. And I think we're going to now turn it over to Commissioner Barnhart.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for your leadership at the Chamber Alliance. And to my colleagues, good afternoon. I wanted to just touch briefly on the community needs assessment, which we put out to the community last Monday, and is still available for people to participate through Monday, July 13th. It will stay open beyond that, but we're really trying to capture, as Commissioner Rivera pointed out, the opportunity for the use of the $38 million the county will be receiving CARES Act money through Washington, through Harrisburg, and ultimately to the county. And specific areas are small business grant programs and tourism business grant programs. I know there are several different loans and grants out there for businesses, but once we determine the overall needs of the community, then we can actually really knuckle down and figure out what's available for our businesses to get started back up and running. The one caveat, though, it's not available for revenue replacement, but it is available for obviously PPE and for protective devices that had to be utilized and will continue to be utilized through businesses. And we're capturing March through July, first notch, and then the balance is the projection from July through the end of the year, which is a guesstimate. But I think we all have resigned ourselves to the fact that this virus isn't going anywhere anytime soon, but we want to stay in green. And to stay in green, we want to make sure we're practicing all the safety protocols possible. And that is the plexiglass, the PPE, the hand sanitizers, things of that nature, even sanitizing the building with professional cleaning staff. So that $38 million sounds like a lot, but when you boil it down, it's not a whole lot. But we're certainly hoping that our businesses, and I think we've had several dozen applications come in so far, and at least half of those are business related. We really want to capture the businesses who have not been able to apply for the various loans and grants to this point. Again, the $38 million is grant money. It's not a loan, it's grant money, but we want to make sure we're balancing out with the needs of the community, the not-for-profits, the organizations out there that really have been stressed to the max since March, as well as our businesses being shuttered for several months. And I'm a big advocate of shopping local. I think that's the best possibility we can really turn people around and to recognize that really, truly, you want to have your county get back to the greatness it deserves, spend your money here. So again, the CARES Act is on the county website, countyofberks.com. It is also available in Spanish as well. And just take the opportunity to look through it. There's a tutorial explaining how to go through the community needs assessment. We don't want to leave anyone out. We want to make sure everyone's included. And this is the only accurate way we can actually assess the overall needs of the community. So thank you very much. And I think it's my turn to turn this over to Commissioner Leinbach.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Barnhart, Commissioner Rivera, and Jim Gerlach. Jim, we actually haven't been able to meet face-to-face since you started back in March. Still kind of hard to believe that your first day on the job really was right in the beginning of COVID-19, and we're still there today. And I'm just really pleased that we're able to work together as county commissioners with the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance. And Jim, you have a great team of people. And to be quite blunt, the only way we're going to get through this is by working together and pulling together as a community. The focus of Rebuild Berks is understanding that we grow together and we will recover together by supporting each other. I want to make a couple of additional points, and I'm excited about this program. I'm excited that we are beginning to reopen, but I need to reemphasize that green is not normal. Green is not completely open, and it definitely doesn't mean that we're through the COVID-19 crisis. Anyone that's been watching the news across the world, but also across the country, and even here in Southwest Pennsylvania, we are seeing the numbers go back up. And in some areas of the country, we're seeing record numbers. I heard this morning that there are real serious concerns with hospital capacity throughout various areas of Florida. There are ICU bed issues in some other parts of the country. So it's not just cases. I've had some people say to me, look, okay, I'm going to get COVID-19. It'll be like the flu and everything will be okay. If that's all it was, and nothing beyond that, we wouldn't be going through the efforts we're going through today. We wouldn't be seeing entities like Disneyland and Disney World not reopening in July. At the peak of their season, they're not reopening because they know it isn't safe. So please understand that as we are in this green phase, that we need to continue to practice social distancing. I'm in a room with no one else right now, so I don't have a mask on. But I can tell you the commissioners this morning were down at Epler School to see it moved. We had our masks on. We were social distancing. But my colleagues will also tell you that we were in the vast minority, maybe 70 people to 100 people, pretty spread out. Of those 70 to 100 people, I don't know if 10 people had masks. I know it's outside, but a number of the people were working in close proximity to one another. We need to take this seriously. Wearing a mask is much easier than having to use a ventilator. And that might sound harsh, but we don't want to see COVID-19 go back to where it was in this county. We have well over 300 deaths, confirmed deaths, not probable, as a result of COVID-19. So it's important that each of us do our part. And that's the second thing. And I'm going to end with this. We'll turn it back to Commissioner Rivera. I want to encourage you to continue to go to the website, doyourpartberks.com. There are important resources on that site. You can look at the site and find resources for your business. You can find resources for individuals. It is absolutely worth your effort to check in on that website. And I said, before I close, let me touch on one other thing. There is an early warning website that the Pennsylvania Department of Health has provided. I have it up on your screen right now. If you just Google COVID-19 Pennsylvania Early Warning Dashboard, this will come up. If you click on by county, it'll take a second, it'll process. You'll first see the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And not all the news is good when you look statewide. I believe this is still July 3rd. Yeah, if you look up here, you can see the last time it was updated. So as of July the 3rd, confirmed cases are increasing. The incident rate per 100,000 residents is increasing. The PCR, that's the people that test positive, is increasing. Hospitalizations decrease, ventilators decrease, hospital ER department visits, slight increase. But then you can look at county, and this is looking at Berks County, is all good news at this point. And I want to encourage you, even though you see other people not necessarily doing the right thing, we want to keep all of these arrows pointing down. And as you can see, as the same metrics I just went over with the state, right now in every one of those areas, Berks County is doing very well, but we need to continue to remain vigilant. With that, I'm going to turn the program back to Commissioner Rivera.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Leinbach, for your information and for reminding people that green phase is not the end and that we all need to stay vigilant and that we all need to continue doing our part. Also, thank you, Commissioner Barnhart, for your work on the needs assessment, for making sure that we're getting as much information as possible to be able to meet the needs of our community here. And Jim, a thank you to you and your team at the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance for all the work that you're doing, for the work that you have been doing even throughout COVID when it started. I know you started when COVID started, but the team has been doing an amazing job working with businesses, educating them, keeping people informed as to what's going on, and letting people know about resources. So thank you for the work that you're doing, and thank you for partnering with us to be able to help our businesses grow, open safely, and be able to grow and thrive here in Berks County. So thank you very much. I want to open it up to questions and answers. Again, if you do have a question or comment germane to this topic, you can go to the Q&A section on Microsoft Teams. If you're watching via Facebook, you can comment there and we will look at that as well. As of right now, we have one comment from Facebook, and it is from Lisa Meredith Unroth. I hope I said your last name correct, Lisa. But her question is, how can a nonprofit get some of this money? I think that would be a question for Commissioner Barnhart, who has been working on our needs analysis. So Commissioner Barnhart, how can a nonprofit organization get some of the CARES Act funding?
Sure. Let me just reiterate what I mentioned earlier in my opening comments. Online, countyofberks.com is the Community Needs Assessment banner. You can go on there. I suggest you print off a hard copy. There are 5 subsets. One of those is 501c3 not-for-profits or all others. There are some specifically for businesses, some for medical, some for educational purposes. But print off a hard copy and start to do some homework as to what monies you had to expend from March through July of this year with respect to PPE, with protective personal equipment, with sanitizers, if you had to buy thermometers, if you had to pay overtime to perform functions specifically related to COVID-19, they all will qualify. Again, as I said before, this is not to replace revenue. This is really to replace monies that were expended because of COVID-19. So there is a category for 501c3 not-for-profits, and this is probably your rare opportunity with all the other buckets of money coming out of CARES Act that specifically is targeted to help 501c3 not-for-profits. There's been a lot out there for, I've seen it for rental assistance, mortgage assistance, for businesses, for farmers, for daycare centers on down the road. But this really should, if you're a not-for-profit and you have expended money for COVID-19 related issues, if you have any confusion or concerns, give me a call here at the office, 610-478-6136, extension 4. We can walk you through this. Again, the deadline is Monday, but it's kind of a loose deadline. We want to try to capture as many needs in that 2-week period to try to figure out if $38 million is enough. So again, to Lisa, if you have any further questions, I'm here in the office. You can certainly call in 610-478-6136, extension 4. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Barnhart. And just want to check here, we do not have any other questions that have come in. So if we do not, we will end this press conference. Thank you very much for the press that is here. Thank you for those who are watching us. Again, thank you, Commissioner Barnhart and Leinbach and Jim at the GRCA for being here, and the GRCA for doing all this great work to help support our local businesses and our economy as well. Remember,
thanks, Commissioners. Appreciate your help and assistance.
Thank you. And remember, keep business local, watch Berks thrive. Thank you very much and have a good afternoon.